to think practicalities wise, like the 50 overs cricket, not 50,
Hmm.
fielding part also comes into play. So he's a very important player. So let's hope
Yes.
they pick the right side for this game.
All right. Venki, before we get to the toss, the updates that we're getting is it's going to be a batting pitch, no grass. It's going to be pretty much a batting paradise. How does that change the equation, do you think, at all, as far as the combinations for both sides are concerned? And if there was one player that you are really looking forward to watch from either side, who would that player be?
Oh, Virat Kohli for sure. They have to. I mean, he's a great guy, great player. He loves these conditions, loves these situations. He loves challenges. And no matter which game it is, his hunger for runs is outstanding, right? So that's what you need. You need that drive. Every single time when you step onto the field, you need to have the drive to score runs or as a bowler to get wickets. But having said that, look, on 6 occasions out of 7, India has batted first and defended the score. Again, now going back to this venue, Murali was talking about history. It was history. It's history, so you can't really go and look too much into the past. So how's the condition now? So this is where I feel they would definitely think a lot about the dew factor. So it is not going to be easy to bowl in the bowl while in the second innings because of the dew factor. You're not able to grip the ball properly, and with Kuldeep being there, a wrist spinner especially, they cannot really grip the ball to get that turn. So maybe I think going with that sort of a thought, the dew factor, they might look to chase. And also they've done last 2 matches, they've chased and won. They've done extremely well. So they would, if they win the toss, maybe they would look to field first to sort of, make sure they sort of, lessen the score, not give too many runs, and then chase. They will be in a bit of a dilemma whether to bat first or chase. But looks like if there's dew factor, for sure they would like to chase.
Right. Swani, that one factor from each side that is going to make or break the team for that side for you for this game?
I think the main factor is how the two sets of players approach this game. What you get when you've got a huge game like this, you might think of players like robots who don't feel the nerves, who don't feel the pressure. Trust me, everyone is a human being on that field, and everyone will have had a different sleep last night, very excited about the game or very nervous. It tends to be in one of the two camps. You're on the team bus on the way in. There's always a couple of rowdy people at the back who are singing. A lot of people with their headphones on, just trying to focus in on the game. Whichever team is the most focused, is the least nervous, is going to come out on top in this game. And the home advantage for India can play against you sometimes when you've got 130,000 people all screaming, all cheering. It can make you freeze. This Indian team, I'm not too worried about. I don't think too many of the batsmen, especially, can freeze. The one area I'd say for India that is a slight concern, and I don't think it's a massive concern personally, but if you look at the last game, Siraj was quite expensive. He didn't bowl at his best. He hasn't quite hit the form that we saw in the IPL last year. That might be an area that Pakistan target. So if Siraj has a good game, he'll be nervous before going in today. Trust me, as a bowler, if you've gone around the park a little bit in one game, despite how well you may have bowled, you do get nervous before the next game. You don't want that to happen again. So the team have got to surround him. The bowling unit have to come together, surround him, protect him, and then let him perform. I just think it's brilliant. I would love to be on one of those team coaches this morning, going into the ground, seeing the sea of blue outside, seeing all those people and getting pumped up and getting the adrenaline flowing for today's game. It's just, I'm excited. I'm 5,000 miles away in Nottingham, and I'm very excited for today.
As you should be, and we are glad that you are, and you're part of our broadcast as well. Karthik, before we get to the toss, I think it's almost time for it. He talked about, Swani talked about Siraj. I think Pandya also has been going for runs. Do you think the combination of that could be a little bit of a problem for us?
I wouldn't think so. Look, the odd game, anyone can go for runs. Siraj has been one of the most improved fast bowlers in white ball cricket for a while now. and his performances in Asia Cup and otherwise, I think, has been brilliant. So the odd game is not something which I'm concerned about. If you look at how someone like a Hardik Pandya, in fact, he relishes playing against Pakistan. His numbers or the way he bats or the way he bowls, I think they all have a certain team. You mentioned you've got Venkatesh Prasad here who loved playing against Pakistan. Obviously, Swanee loved playing against Australia. So you have players who actually bring their game up or bring their A game when they play against certain sides. Someone like Kuldeep Yadav, he'll be licking his chops because just recently he got a fifer against Pakistan. Virat Kohli has great numbers against Pakistan. So everybody has the certain team which you do well against. Nerves are going to be jangling, whether it's a Virat Kohli or a Rohit Sharma or a Babar Azam. A clash like this, nerves are going to be jangling. It's what you do when you get there. And I said this before for everyone, obviously, even if this game was played during the pandemic with nobody watching, when you know as a player that there are going to be billions of eyeballs watching you, that pressure is very, very different. So it's about how they bottle it up, how they don't allow anything to come to the surface, and in crucial moments, make the right choices. So history, geography, civics, everything doesn't matter. It all matters to the current moment right now.
Absolutely. Let's talk a little bit about that one special man, which is Virat Kohli. Srini, I wanted to ask you, that T20 World Cup last year, I was there, and what a knock Virat Kohli had played against Pakistan to get India out of a hole. It was a magical innings.
That shot to Halstorf has become part of folklore now.
Yes.
Like every
Those
time an India-Pakistan clash is ever going to be talked about, that shot is like, it's like part of folklore as Sachin's uppercut to Shoaib Akhtar was. So, it's that.
And that man is a big occasion man, right? I mean, when it's India, it's big occasion, it's World Cup, it's Australia or Pakistan, chasing especially, it's Virat Kohli on top.
It doesn't get bigger.
Yeah.
It doesn't get bigger. India versus Pakistan in a stadium which is kind of, with the kind of capacity, one of the world's largest sports stadiums, not just cricket, among the top 5 to 7 infrastructure anywhere in the world. In a ground like that, India versus Pakistan, I was walking out and I saw the number of Virat Kohli jerseys.
Everybody is a Virat Kohli fan. That's a given.
Virat Kohli. It's just everywhere. Doesn't matter where you go in this country, this guy seems to be like omnipresent, and I'm sure he's there on every single guy's lips as they enter the ground. Every single guy. You just make anybody turn around and you say like, in jeetega by jeetega, and like, India, Virat Kohli. Like kind of it's
one of the fans I asked was telling me that just like, the last World Cup win was dedicated to Sachin Tendulkar, this World Cup win is going to be dedicated to Virat Kohli. And Virat Kohli was one of those young boys who carried Sachin on his shoulders for that victory lap in 2011.
Yeah, and he's playing his 4th World Cup himself, and he's a World Cup winner. He was part of that team. But I'm sure that he would like to go out if indeed this is his last World Cup. He's so fit. So don't discount another World Cup for him. But yes, playing against Pakistan, he's a big occasion, big match player. We've seen it throughout his 12-13 year long career. But don't discount even Rohit Sharma. The last time we met in the World Cup, Rohit made 100 against him. So we've got some terrific players.
Rohit has now 7 centuries in World Cup.
In the World Cup. The only, you asked about the player to,
watch out for.
The player playing 11 that you might have. Pandya and Mohammad Shami.
Their home ground. Gill home ground. So if Pandya has any influence with the captain or a strong enough influence, you might just see a couple of changes. No, but if you get somebody like obviously Shami in for Shardul Thakur, you would mean the headache could actually be, what do you do if they do want to play Gill today?
Well, look.
Does Ishan just go out of the playing 11, or you maybe bring him down and have Shreyas Iyer sit out?
That's an option, but you can't reduce your bowling strength. I don't think that they would want that, because ultimately the bowlers contribute more towards winning matches. I say that little advisedly, but bowling has been India's strength against Australia. The batters won you the match, but if the bowlers hadn't restricted them to 190, 200, who knows what the story might have been. So I don't think they'll reduce the bowling strength. They might choose between Shami and Siraj or Shami and Shardul, more likely.
Yeah, Shami comes in possibly for Shardul. But what happens if Gill is playing today?
See, so the way I have looked at this team management, I'm pretty confident that they are not going to do something for the heck of it. They will be 100% sure if they want to play Shubman Gill.